In June of this year, 2023, I had 15 students take my first round of my online course and group coaching program, the Better Belly Blueprint. These 15 students came in with a huge variety of symptoms and diagnoses: constipation, bloating, gas, irritability, brain fog, weight gain, low energy, low libido, increasing food sensitivities, fatigue, acid reflux, eczema, nausea, and insomnia. Today, I'm reviewing exactly what happened to my students. Did they get the results they were looking for? And how long did it take for them to see those results? If you're struggling in your health with any one of these problems that my students came in with, and you're looking for a solution that can help you reduce your symptoms by 80% fast, then this episode is for you. Hey friend, welcome to the Better Belly podcast. Do you want freedom from bloating and constipation? Do you find yourself up late at night Googling natural constipation remedies, causes for bloating, or recipes and exercises to help constipation? Are you frustrated with the mind game of trying to figure out what foods are helping or hurting your gut? Hey, I'm Allison, mom, wife, and functional gut health practitioner. At a young age, bloating and constipation were my constants. I didn't know what to do and wished I could just live a normal life focusing on my passions, my job, and my family. I was tired of abdominal pain that woke me up at night and wasting time and money on gut health remedies that just didn't work. Breakthrough moment: the functional medicine and osteopathic approach to gut health. In this podcast, you will find natural remedies for bloating and constipation, practical, doable belly exercises and massages, and debunk the myths about what really is causing your tummy problems. So toss out those laxatives and say goodbye to that embarrassing gas. Your gut health is calling. And just as a reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your own health practitioner before you make any changes to your health. Hey friends, so before we begin this episode, I just want to let you know real fast that this episode partners very well with episode 162 in my podcast, where I actually go over the lab results that we found for every single student who did our labs in our program. So if you're wondering what labs do we do, what results can you expect, and are they actually effective, then go and listen to episode 162 after you listen to this podcast episode, or I guess if you're really curious, listen to it beforehand, and you can learn all about the dirty details of the science that we did. But today's episode is all about results, because that's what matters, right? Who cares about what you found on a lab or didn't find on a lab? Because what you want to know is whatever is found, whatever is done, does it work? And so I've already listed here at the intro of the episode the variety of symptoms that our students came in with. And I just want to reiterate that it was a large variety, but there was also a lot of overlap. I'm just looking at a list of what everybody shared, their top 5 symptoms that were just plaguing them. And there was a lot of people saying low energy or fatigue or lethargy. There's a lot of people saying acid reflux or GERD or silent reflux. There were a lot of people saying bloating especially at night, discomfort in gut after eating / bloating. There was muscle fatigue, exercise intolerance, trouble falling asleep, insomnia. So whatever's going on in your health, it's very common that we see all these symptoms coming together: PMS, endometriosis, PCOS, hormone imbalance, estrogen dominance, if you are familiar with that concept, food sensitivities. They all come together. So there's no one symptom that you have that cannot be improved by this program. Just so if you feel like you hear, me talk about 4 of the problems you're dealing with, but there's one I haven't mentioned, we cover that. And if you really want to make sure that we do that, you can come follow me on Instagram at Better Belly Therapies and just send me a DM and just ask, do you help with this symptom XYZ thing? Because I've helped clients with IBS and Crohn's disease and rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, if I were to list everything we've helped clients with, the list would be so long. And some of y'all don't need that, but some of you do. So if you want to know if we've helped with rashes and hives or gaining weight by 15 pounds in less than a year or whatever it is going on, yes, we've worked with all those things, and you can just ask me in a DM. In the meantime, I just want to read you some of all the results we are getting in our program that was being shared in our Facebook group throughout the program. And for some of you, if you know that you tend to not believe like what I'm saying, did I make it up? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the show notes to an Instagram post that's going to come out on the same day as this podcast that will actually show visual clips of these screenshots that we took of our students' results throughout the program. So you can just look forward to that if you feel like you just want to see the visuals. I'm mostly just going to read them word for word of what went on and what are the results that they got, but let's get going. So the first round of results that I wanted to share with, I organized by the symptom of bloating and constipation. And so we had one student, by the way, all these things that I'm about to, or not three, excuse me, these 4 results I'm about to read to you, they happened in the first 3 months of them doing their protocol. So they weren't even to the end of the program. They weren't fully healed in terms of like, I consider fully healed meaning you don't need to be on supplements and if you are on a restricted diet, it's only a few foods. It's not like the whole low FODMAP diet or an elimination diet or anything like you're able to eat apples and onions and broccoli and just normal things. You might need to be gluten-free or dairy-free. That's fairly common, but you might not need to be because I don't make everyone do that and not everyone needs to. Your labs determine that. But all right, you guys ready? I want you to imagine you do lab testing, you get your results, you then learn how to create custom protocols based on your results that are tailored to you, and then less than 3 months later, you're posting one of these celebration messages in our Facebook group. One is, I weighed myself this week and lost a total of 13 pounds that I'd gained since I started to feel so awful. Also, I feel less bloated and my bowel movements are great. Another client or another student of ours said, I'm already feeling so much more regular and less bloated. I've been waiting on test results, so I've been only able to do the liver detox and food modifications and already feel so much better. Excited to see more progress as I'm able to address the other areas. This student had already done lots of dietary changes, so I don't want you thinking, I'm sure that person had never changed her diet before. Yes, she had. She changed it so many times, but because she had better food sensitivity testing, she was actually cutting out the right foods, and she was also confident she was cutting out the right foods, so she did it completely. When you cut out foods, you can't do it like 90%. It has to be 100 for it to be effective. And it also shares exactly how effective our liver detox is, that she literally was pooping better and she wasn't having to take a laxative or anything like that. Another one here is super short. I have consistent, regular bowel movements now. That was actually 5 weeks into the program. Isn't that crazy? 5 weeks. So she was just being able to poop. She didn't have to worry when she woke up, is she going to poop today? She didn't have to make herself poop or do anything crazy. And another one that I really love, it's so simple. She says, my body tells me that I need to have bowel movements after breakfast. It's communicating with me. Yes, that's what we want. And I don't care what your history has been, if you've been on laxatives for a long time or enemas or anything like that, there's nothing that can ruin your gut too much to make it not be able to poop again. There's nothing you can do that can ruin your gut so you cannot poop again or cannot get rid of bloating or cannot get rid of candida. I get asked this so often and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that so many people feel that they can't get better, maybe because of what a doctor said or because of how long you've been feeling bad. That is not possible. Hey, working on your health shouldn't be something that's taking all your mental energy and focus from your day-to-day living. You shouldn't have to plan your days around trips to the bathroom or siphoning out your best energy just to manage all your symptoms. You can live in a way where you have the energy to get through whatever your day throws your way. Not only am I proof that this is possible, but the 100+ clients I've worked with over the last 3 years are too. They are able to live every day with energy, without bloating, and feeling like their best selves. How is this possible? Through the Better Belly method, my signature method for getting rid of 80% of your symptoms in 3 to 6 months, leaving you in a place where health feels easy. I want you to be able to go to every one of your child's or grandchild's soccer games and be able to be the too loud cheering parent or grandparent on the sidelines. I want you to be able to make that trip to Europe without worrying about where the closest bathroom is or learning how to ask that in French. I want you to be able to enjoy the holidays and family meals without fearing how you'll feel afterwards or feeling guilty for what you do eat. Your life should feel vibrant and your health should feel easy. Head to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint to learn exactly how you can make this happen today with my signature method. This is the best way to heal once and for all in a way that no traditional doctors will support you through. I can't wait to see you living your best life. Again, head to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint to get started today. Now, back to the show. I've worked with women who are 69 years old and they've had their problem since they were 9. And so they've had their problem for 60 years and they still get better when they go through the Better Belly method, which I teach in the Better Belly Blueprint. So that was our little round of constipation, bloating, constipation, plus a little bit of weight loss thrown in there. The other things I want to go through is some of the results that are not gut related or not pooping related or bloating, because these are all connected and everything you do in the blueprint is going to affect every part of your body, your skin, your hormones, your nervous system, like your ability to think and not have brain fog, all those things. So let me share some of these. We have one of our clients here. She was about 3 months into the program. She said, I am just wowed by how much better I'm feeling from being on the digestion, nutrient, and leaky gut protocols. I had the 4 lows on the HTMA, which I'll teach you guys what that is in the program. And she said, and I felt like death, seriously. Still have 3 more protocols to go. Thank you for all the information in this course. Now, this is one of my clients who is really exercise sensitive, meaning if she tried to exercise, she felt worse afterwards and it would just like make her feel completely drained the rest of the day. And so, I mean, when she says she felt like death, like she couldn't do anything. She couldn't get out of bed. She had to tentatively go throughout her day to do anything. And again, you cannot be too sick to get better. Another client here, she said, I'm 6 weeks into the parasite protocol and I've had no acne on my chin the last 2 weeks. It's so good to give a good old clean of the gut. And this is pretty common with our parasite folks. I'm a parasite person. I've done the parasite protocol twice. I shared about it literally in the previous episode, how I did one this year. And one of the things that I was dealing with when I went into it was acne on my face, particularly my chin and my jawline. And I don't have it anymore since doing that protocol. So this client was experiencing the same thing. If you're experiencing acne on your face that just doesn't get better, no matter what skin products you do, save money on the skin products, clean your gut, and do it in a way that is organized. If you're like, I've already cleaned it, there are so many phony, and I'm sad to say this, but phony, not true ways that people say, clean your gut with this smoothie or this supplement or whatever. And it might be getting at some of what is true, but it's not the full picture. It'd be like saying, well, I dusted, I cleaned my house. You're like, but did you vacuum? Did you wash your windows? Did you run your dishwasher? You probably have done some things related to your health, but if you haven't done the full cleaning package, which I just have not come across, and it's something that I teach you how to do in the Better Belly Blueprint through my Better Belly method, then that's when you start to see results. So if you haven't started to see results, even though you've already tried, it only is telling you haven't done everything. And that is what I teach you how to do in my course. Another client here shares, my period has become super regular after getting off birth control thanks to the protocol. I actually have in my course a birth control protocol because birth control can be actually a factor that is making all your symptoms worse. It could be gut-related symptoms like bloating and constipation and diarrhea. It can be brain-related symptoms like irritability and poor focus and brain fog. It can be skin-related problems, acne, eczema, psoriasis, stuff like that. Because birth control is the synthetic chemical, even whether it's an IUD or a pill, whatever's going on, it can cause a lot of problems. So for my clients who feel ready to go off birth control or are interested in it, or even through our biweekly group coaching calls, we determine that it's probably causing them their problems, then they can go through my birth control protocol to safely go off of it so that they don't get a bunch of symptoms. Because a lot of my clients do come in going on birth control so that they can, because they had such horrible symptoms and birth control is trying to manage that. So this person was able to get off it safely and get a super regular period that was not miserable through that protocol. And another client here, she says, a win. I managed to stop taking my PPI, I actually don't say this word very, Protozix. It's XIX, Protozix. After 20 years of being on it, I'm feeling very positive. So this client had acid reflux. She was diagnosed with GERD. She'd been on 20 years of her PPI, and she was able to go off of it with no symptoms. This wasn't like, I'm going to go off it and see how it goes, and it's like a crash and burn situation. It went really, really well. And there's a huge link between acid reflux and constipation, a huge link between acid reflux and hormone imbalance and irritability and brain fog. And being able to heal your acid reflux so you don't have it anymore, so you don't even need to rely on medication, helps get rid of those other problems too. And it's like one of the first steps I teach you how to do in the Better Belly Blueprint. So those were all those results there. Those were not even before the program or like the protocols ended. So our protocols last 3 to 6 months, depending on what we find on your labs. So all of these were less than 6 months into the healing. And then I received this beautiful message from a client of mine who went through the program. Again, she was in our first round, which started in June of 2023 this year. I got this message on November 27th, which is like almost exactly 6 months into doing the protocols. So it's like perfect in terms of like her timing. But so she started June 1st, which would have been just like ordering the lab. She wouldn't have even started all the protocols June 1st. But she said, as you know, I've completed the Better Belly Blueprint and have learned so much and feel 100% better. 100%. Now, let me go on. I actually went and grabbed the specific symptoms she came in with. So this is exactly what she was dealing with. Constipation. She rated a 10 out of 10 intensity, like 10 being the worst. That's what she rated her constipation at. She said bloating, especially at night, 10 out of 10. Reflux, aka acid reflux, 8 out of 10. Fatigue, 7 out of 10. And brain fog, 7 out of 10. 100% improvement means she's not dealing with any of these. And these weren't even the only symptoms she came in with. They were just the 5 that were most irritating her. So this is what happened. This is what happened with our students who went through the program and they didn't even have to finish it and they were feeling better. This is what is possible for you, no matter what you're dealing with. And no matter how long you've been dealing with it, you could be 6 months, it could be 60 years. There's everything inside of that range. You could have been on laxatives, you could have had surgery on your bowels. I've seen it and worked with it all, and this method works for all of these cases. Again, if you really aren't sure, just come DM me on Instagram, ask your question. I would love to answer it because I believe you can get better, and I want to see you have better health in 2024. But if you are ready to end your bloating and constipation and let go of any excuses or beliefs that you can't get better, then join the Better Belly Blueprint today. The price goes up January 1st to join. So when you join today, you can start for as little as $117 and you save $400 when you join before January 1st. The price is seriously going up midnight of December 31st. So join today. And if you're worried, I don't want to join because she's going to put me on a super restricted diet. First off, I'm not going to do that. We never have any of our clients do some unnecessary restricted diet when they first join. The other thing is that you get lifetime access to this course when you join, so you don't have to start anything right away if you don't want to. You don't have to do all the lab tests immediately. You can do them one at a time. You can go at your own pace, enjoy the holidays, and then have this amazing community tool and education to get you to the health you want in 2024. No more floundering in your health like you did in 2023. So just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint and join today. And if you have more questions like, do I have to do every lab test? How much are the lab tests? Can I pay with my insurance? Just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint #FAQ, and you go to our frequently asked questions section. And if that was a mouthful, I'm going to put it in the show notes so you can go check out our frequently asked questions section so you can know every single detail about the program. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. I want you to have the best health of your life in 2024 and make it easy. So just go to betterbellytherapies.com/blueprint, check out our facts section if you need to, and otherwise join today. Hey friend, I hope you loved this episode. If you've been a fan for a while or newly loving this podcast, can you do me a favor? drop into Apple Podcasts and leave me a review. When you leave a review, you do so much. You help me know you're listening, you can tell me what you're loving so I know what to make more of, and you help others by boosting this podcast so other people like you can find the podcast too. I mean, it's a win-win-win, right? So if you want a way to pay it forward, just go to Apple Podcasts or click the link in my show notes and leave a rating and review. And if you want some more free stuff, just head over to my free Facebook group, betterbellytherapies.com/Facebook, and you can get access to all of my free support for you, including some Facebook group exclusive stuff like my podcast episode vault, where you can search the Better Belly podcast by topic and find exactly what you need to expedite your healing. I cannot wait to see you in there. Catch you guys next week.